All right, the siblings have to come to every single game now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Everybody's got to drop what they're due. All the siblings got to drop what they do and get to every single Bruins game now. That could have been cleaner, but you know what? I'm happy with how it turned out. But anyway, Bruins fans, it is because that is a 5-0 victory against the Nashville Predators on the road. By the way, welcome back to Into the Den. I'm putting my hair in a bun because it's pissing me off. I think going into this game, we all expected to win. And I mean, even though Nashville, on paper, isn't that bad of a team, when you really look at it, it's just, when you really look at their team, they aren't even that. It's not even that they're really good on paper. Sure, they do have elite defensemen in Roman Josi. They have elite goaltender Jussi Saros. They have elite goal scorer Matt Duchene, and they have elite mustache haver Philip Forsberg. But really, nothing stands out about them. Nothing really stands out about this team as something that makes you want to watch them. It's by and large the same Nashville that we've seen in pretty much every single year since they made the Cup final. With Pekka Rinne. By the way, he's making the Hall of Fame. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Pekka Rinne is going to the Hall of Fame, and deal with it. You know, I say deal with it as if there's people out there that actually dislike Pekka Rinne. But at the same time, I don't think that we expected to win this game by as much as we did. I mean, not only do we still not have Jake DeBrusk back, and which, by the way, Jim Montgomery did chip in about this before the game. He says that Jake DeBrusk should be ready to go on Saturday. The reason why they did not want to bring him in for this game is because if they brought him in for this game, which he was theoretically able to be in this game, he would likely not be able to play on Saturday. Just giving him one extra game of rest before putting him in. It's a full 48 hours of rest for him. Good shit. But we're still without Jake DeBrusk. We've lost four out of our last 6, and Dallas absolutely took us to the brink on Tuesday. So I don't think that we expected to win this game as much as we did. Not to mention, everybody's struggling. Bergeron and Marchand have had a few consistency issues in the past few games. The Bruins come into this game 0 for 20, 0 for the last 20 on power play. And for some reason, we decided, you know what, we're going to put Craig Smith on the top line. The only reason why I can assume that they put Craig Smith on the top line is because they wanted to give the fans a revenge game. But realistically, I don't understand why we're putting Craig Smith on the top line. If you want to have a showcase for Lauko, if you want to showcase why he should be on the, why he is worth potentially more than people want to give for him, put him on the top line. Give him the minutes to show what he is worth. This is a problem that I have had with the Bruins for quite a while. It goes all the way back to the freaking Julian era. Bruins coaches do not like putting the young prospects on the top line unless anywhere near the top 6, unless they prove that they are absolutely worth it. And you may say, yeah, that makes sense. And sure, it kind of does in a way. But at the same time, when you are, when the alternative is throwing in someone else who feels right at home on the fourth line, I don't really see the harm that is done in replacing Craig Smith on that top line with Jacob Lauko. Tell me what is the harm being done there? Look, the trade deadline is a month away. Is less than a month away. It's like 2 weeks away at this point. You want to generate buzz, then put someone who can generate buzz on that top line. But Craig Smith is not the only person getting his revenge game. Jeremy Lauzon is getting his revenge game. And to be honest, I forgot that Jeremy Lauzon was on the Predators. And I'm pretty sure Jeremy Lauzon forgot that he was on the Predators for this game as well. Within the first 5 minutes or so, Lauzon is completely out of position after a shot from I forget who. But a shot goes right off the end board. Lauzon is playing way too high up and just allows for Marchand to take the puck from deep from pretty shallow in the Bruins zone, completely uncontested. He and Bergeron just walk into the offensive zone. They pass Marshy passes to Bergie passes back, and Marshy just chips it up over Saros to put the Bruins up early. And believe it or not, that's not the most egregious thing that Lauzon does this game. More on that in a bit. But that's also, but Lauzon in helping out the Bruins is not the only thing that generated buzz tonight, because oh boy, the reffing. Even as the team that won, the reffing in this game was awful. Awful. Both on the part of the Bruins and on the part of Nashville. And on the part of the Predators. They were just missing calls left and right, and when they were making calls, it was they were as dumb as, Frederick's going for tripping, for holding, when it's just barely the bare minimum that you're going to be able to put on, to give to someone for it to be considered holding. In fact, it's so just barely considered holding that Jack Edwards even makes a freaking joke about James Bradbury in the Super Bowl. But nobody's worried about this one. Why? Because it is the number one penalty kill in the league versus the fourth worst power play in the league. The Preds are ranked 29th in the league on power play percentage. I think it was something like 16.8%. And a little bit later, Taylor Hall ends up going for holding Matt Duchene's stick, even though I'm not gonna lie, for a little bit it looked like they were holding each other's sticks. That came out horribly. Well, hey, Boston Pride reestablished itself today, so I guess tis the season. But also during this game, even on plays in which there weren't penalties, the refs sucked because freaking Craig Smith ends up getting a great steal and then and firing it into the crease. The puck is just rattling around in it, and the puck is still clearly not under the control of Yusei Saros, and the refs blow the play dead for no reason. Anyway, second period starts, and Craig Smith completely driving the net. We thought first that Marchand had batted this deflected puck into the net, but no, turns out it was Jeremy Lauzon. He's back in Boston, boys. But yes, Craig Smith shoots the puck. It bounces off of Saros, and Lauzon just bats the puck in. And congratulations, Lazan. And welcome back to Boston. And where's your sibling? Why aren't they here? It's 2-0 Boston. And then the refs suck again because Roman Josi ends up going for tripping. And it wasn't even really tripping. Like at this point, I wasn't even sure if the refs cared. But this penalty, I'm happy for this penalty, for this power play that the Bruins got. Because Patty B, Patrice Bergeron, ends up killing the power play drought. Well, Hampus Lindholm finds him wide open at the top of the neutral zone and forechecks it. How many times have you seen that? The Bruins actually playing the forecheck. Bergeron completely unguarded just walks into the Predators zone and scores on Juuse Saros to put the Bruins up 3-0. And a little bit later, the Bruins get an amazing entry. They're pretty much skating circles around the Preds at this point, and Forbort has the puck. He's looking off of Charlie Coyle, trying to pass to him, but who gets in the way? Jeremy Lauzon. We gotta get a Jeremy Lauzon jump scare or something like that. Lauzon ends up deflecting the puck into his own net. You know, I can't remember the last time a player was responsible, either directly or indirectly, for 3 goals that their team scored. That were scored on their own team. I think the last time I saw that was Connor Clifton on March 29th in 2022 against the Leafs. Like that is the last time I've seen a defenseman play that badly. And sure, there have been other bad defensemen in play, isn't even in bad forward plays, like Marner earlier this season with 2, like Mitch Marner earlier this season, and allowing 2 goals for the Anaheim Ducks off his own stick. The pair of Connor Timmins and Morgan Riley together earlier on the best game of the season, Bruins Leafs, early in like mid-January. Those were some really bad performances. This might be one of the worst ones I've seen the Bruins go up against all season. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This game was fun. Like, yeah, it's a 5-0 rout against a team that rarely ever shows any offensive skill. But it's still, it was pretty fun. And especially because when the Preds did show offensive skill, Jeremy Swayman was there. For some reason, Jeremy Swayman always completely balls out against Nashville. We saw him record like a 42 save shutout last season against the Preds, and now he has one against. Now he has a 30, I think a 35 save shutout against the Preds as of for tonight. I mean, to give you an idea of just how bad the Preds are on offense, and not even just for like normal offensive skills, even just like baseline things such as face-off percentage. The Bruins in Dallas had one of the worst performances at the face-off dot in recent franchise history, going for only 19%. Yes, they still won, but they only won 19% of their face-offs that game. Bergeron in this game up to a little bit into the third period, he himself was 11 for 15. He alone was was at 70% for the Bruins. And speaking of the third period, Lindholm, Foligno, and Frederick combined for a really, really nifty fifth goal of the game. Goal comes off of Frederick's stick, and yeah, there's nothing really else to talk about this game. Although, if you're paying attention, you would notice that the emission of something seems a little bit
fishy.
We can't forget about this one, ladies and gentlemen. During a Dante Fabro penalty late in the second period for cross-checking, someone threw the freaking catfish onto the ice. Yes. In the middle of play, they thought that a goal had scored, and honestly, I 100% blame them. You know how a lot of people say, oh, I can't blame you for thinking that. I can 100% blame you for thinking that that you scored on this because that was just a routine save. That was just a routine save. That was like baby's first angle save in goalie for Swayman, and they threw this bitch onto the ice. My man's really just said PogChamp on the ice and didn't cause any sort of actual stoppage of play. Like, I know that we're all laughing about this, and I know that it's funny, but realistically, this should probably get you a delay of game penalty. Actually, realistically, since this is the first offense, for the game, this should have resulted in a warning, and a face-off at the nearest face-off dot. With the next instance of someone throwing a fucking catfish onto the ice, to result in a delay of game. And listen, I can understand the frustration of Nashville fans on this one. And they're losing 5-0, and they're losing 4-0 at this point in their own barn, and the entire crowd is chanting "Let's go Bruins." And you kind of wanna take your anger out on something. You don't throw a freaking catfish onto the ice. I know it's Predators tradition, but fuck me! You do not throw a catfish onto the ice in the middle of play! I think probably the best reaction to this one was Jeremy Swayman, and though, because since this happened in like the last 5 seconds of the period, there was time for Swayman to get off the ice and is at the end of the period and the catfish to still be there, and he just goes, no. Like, that's just disgusting. It's hilarious, but it's also disgusting. And I don't blame Swayman in being like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not messing with that. But this game was fun. And this was a win that the Bruins absolutely needed. I think after the Dallas win, we needed something easy to clean our palate. That win came after losing 4 of 5, and we also ended up with one of the most high octane games of the season. This one we just needed a freaking beatdown, and that's what we got. So thank you, Bruins, for giving us what we needed. And that's gonna do it for tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Take care.